it's a case of learning. I'm still learning, and I'll indulge myself when we finish this interview and the formalities by going around and just looking and watching, because it's you pick up a lot of things, you put it in your arsenal, and eventually you start to use it or put it all together. And with a horse, I find that you still keep learning. It's just an endless road of learning.
Speaking of that, Glenn Robertson-Smith tells me you actually shoe your own horses. Is that correct?
Well, what's wrong with that?
You're a man of many talents. How long have you been doing that?
I started as a kid. I took the shoes off and Dad had put them on. So yeah, you just pick it up, and there's a mystique about putting on a horseshoe. But no, if you know, well, I suppose you learn and know what to do. I'll tell you a funny story. The bloke started riding, and he was talking, and he thought he knew everything. He was a bit of a, put it politely, a smart ass. And he said to one of the riders, "Oh, you shoe your horse?" He said, "Yes, he did." Anyway, 2 weeks later, the same bloke was at the show, and he came up to the fellow that he was talking to 2 weeks earlier. And remember, this bloke's only just started riding. "Come over and have a look at my horse. I put some shoes on." He said, "I did a better job than you. The nails didn't come out of his foot." If you're a horse person, you'll understand exactly what I mean.
Well, Don, it is great to see you here today. And for those of us who love you as a footballer, no doubt you've still got that competitive spirit. When will we get to see you in the up and overs in the show jumping ring?
Well, we start in 2 weeks, but we have a circuit. Well, in Victoria, it goes right through until Easter time, and we finish at Mount Gambier. Then I travel north, and we'll do the shows up in Queensland. They're just finishing. They're up in Tully now. They do go right up the coast. So I have done that in the past, but it's a bit hard on the horses, so I only go for about 4 weeks.
What have you made of the Hawks here?
I really don't follow. I could tell you about Sorrento, but I couldn't tell you about Hawthorn. But I actually looked at the ladder yesterday, and I thought Carlton were doing pretty well, but they're second last on the ladder. Now, I can't understand how. I think Collingwood played Adelaide. I tuned into that for 5 minutes, and how did Adelaide draw? They should have won if they're the top team. So I think it's just everywhere at the moment, from what I can make out.
A remarkably open season. Don, great to see you here with the horses. If anyone wants to have a chat to Don, I'm sure he's available to answer any questions about show jumping or anything else. Thanks for taking the time to have a chat.
Good, and congrats. Can I just say, I could just indulge myself a bit. This is a very proactive operation today, and I congratulate the people who did it. It's very easy to be reactionary in this world, and a lot of people do react, but to be proactive, it takes a lot of courage. And to get this out, I just hope that this is a forerunner to other things, because as I mentioned earlier, there's generations out there that just don't know. And if this could be taken around Victoria, you'd introduce it to the schools and whatever else, I think it'd be a real winner. And I'd like to congratulate Racing Victoria. I'm not into racing. I come in occasionally and watch it on Channel 78. I'm still learning the terminology. I look at the horses and the personalities involved. That's what interests me. But this to me, I am so, well, I'm blown away. I didn't think it'd be as good as what it was when I was asked to come here and do. Congratulations to the people who are organising it, and I hope there are more of these to come.
Well said, ladies and gentlemen, Don Scott. Thank you very much, Don. Now, it wouldn't be a horse's birthday without a giant carrot cake, and we have Lucy and Ruby Brownless, the famous Brownless daughters, who are the Geelong Cup ambassadors here, holding the cake. I know Subby's going to be very interested in this, so if you want to get a shot of Subby officially getting his 29th birthday cake, come in now, guys, because Subby's going to have a crack at the cake.
Maybe behind.
Ladies and gentlemen, while the photos are being taken, just once again on behalf of Racing Victoria, I want to thank everyone for their involvement, especially